Go to Kelsey Kushner. She is live in the neighborhood where the robbery took place, and she spoke with neighbors who live on that street. Kelsey?
Well, Denise, neighbors that we spoke with say that it was just chaos on the street earlier today. Tonight, they say they're still shaken over hearing what happened to their neighbor, Sergeant Carrington, and they hope police track down the suspects. Just in front of a daycare on Summerfield Avenue.
It's really sad.
Crime tape and shell casings scattered across the road.
It's really surprising. This is a really good neighborhood. We've never had any issues.
Marking the spot where a barrage of bullets ripped through the air Wednesday afternoon. This man says his son-in-law was with the sergeant at the time of the robbery.
It was my son-in-law and his neighbor, the officer that lived across the street from him, were approached by individuals who attempted to rob them.
Neighbors tell WJZ 2 suspects in an Acura approached Sergeant Isaac Carrington and a neighbor around 4 p.m. They say Carrington was off duty and wearing plain clothes when the suspect shot him, made away with the wallet, and took off. Maria says her kids were home at the time, heard multiple gunshots, and saw Carrington on the ground.
Just trying to get home to make sure that my son is okay and that he is processing it accordingly, because I know he was very upset about seeing him on the ground.
Neighbors say Carrington is a father to 3. Parents waited anxiously for hours to pick their kids up from daycare while detectives combed through evidence, trying to piece together what unfolded on this rather quiet neighborhood.
He lives across the street from me. He's always very pleasant, you know, and I can say that I feel safer knowing that we have him here. It's definitely a loss that, you know, he has gotten injured. I hope that he gets better soon.
Now, there is still an officer that remains out here on scene tonight. Again, police asking anybody who has any information to come forward, contact them immediately. I know detectives were saying earlier they still have a lot more pieces to put together this puzzle, and that includes talking to some neighbors out here. Reporting live tonight, Kelsey Kushner for WJZ.
Thank you, Kelsey. Well, dozens of families call that neighborhood home, and those we spoke with were stunned when they learned of this violent robbery. We go now to Rachael Cardin, who spoke with many of those families today. Rachel?
Pow, pow, pow.
The sound of gunfire
Pow, pow, pow.
ripping through the peace of this neighborhood.
Right around the corner, and that's a shame. I've been here 23 years, and I've never seen anything like this.
As a section of Todd Avenue was wrapped with crime scene tape, those with a front row view were uncomfortably close to the chaos, especially knowing a daycare center operates feet from the gunfire.
Devastating that could happen, and they could have been out here.
As residents try to piece together what tore their security apart.
It's just kind of letting you know that you can't escape it.
WJZ spoke to Sergeant Isaac Carrington's neighbor, who said he came home to find out the news. His neighbor had been shot. He said Carrington is a father of 3, a family man, and everyone in the area wanted to extend their support to Carrington's family. Now, we're hearing from the press conference that driver actually came down Todd Avenue after the shooting. And we heard from someone who heard the gunshots. This is not the first time she's seen that vehicle. We're live in East Baltimore tonight. I'm Rachael Cardin, WJZ.